Most of us have seen someone walk into a gym and immediately attempt a heavy lift or a full-speed sprint, while starting from a state of complete rest. But internally, this sudden exertion carries a high cost. Forcing cold, resting muscle fibers into immediate action creates intense tension that often leads to micro tears and stiff joints. The heavy lifting is only part of the story. The routines flanking the main session, the warm-up and the cool-down, dictate your actual physical performance. These two phases function as biological controllers. They manage the volatile transition between your body's resting baseline and its absolute physical limit. Reaching your peak fitness requires a command of both sides of that transition. You must understand the mechanics of preparing for stress and the protocol for recovering from it. A warm-up overrides your resting state by forcing increasing blood flow and mobilizing your joints. This prepares your circulatory system and sharpens your mental focus before the real work begins. The process begins with small movements, isolating individual joints before recruiting the body's largest muscle groups. As seen here in the wrist rotation, the sequence starts with the arms extended in front of the body, with fists clenched to isolate the joint. From there, the wrists move in slow circular motions to lubricate the joint, moving both clockwise and counterclockwise. Once the extremities are prepped, the focus shifts to lower body strength and coordination, using lunges to begin bearing the body's weight. This side lunge movement targets the inner thighs and hip flexors, contrasting a weighted, bent knee with a fully extended leg. The forward lunge follows a similar logic, using a 90-degree knee bend to engage the glutes while the arms reach forward for balance. With the joints lubricated, the routine shifts gear again to rapidly escalate your cardiovascular system. Jogging in place builds coordination and heart rate, requiring high knee lifts and rhythmic arm swings. Butt kicks provide a dynamic stretch for the quadriceps, snapping the heels back toward the glutes to keep the heart rate elevated. Intensity peaks with mountain climbers, where a rapid knee-to-chest motion from a push-up position drives the heart rate to its maximum. The warm-up concludes with the star jump, an explosive full-body movement that requires total coordination as you leap into the air. By methodically moving from small joints to high-intensity movements, the body transitions from a resting state into a fully primed physical engine. Once the workout ends, your heart is still hammering and your body remains in a state of high physiological stress. Stopping abruptly causes blood to pool and muscles to stiffen. The cool-down phase prevents this by gradually slowing your movements to return the body to its baseline. Gentle stretching paired with deep breathing helps oxygenate the blood. This allows the system to flush out the metabolic byproducts and trapped heat that lead to soreness. The recovery sequence uses static holds, like the mountain pose, to stretch out the posterior chain, specifically the hamstrings and calves after heavy contraction. Similarly, the cat-camel stretch uses rhythmic arching and rounding of the back to restore spinal flexibility and relieve tension in the central nervous system. Restorative positions like this seated butterfly stretch allow you to recover hip mobility through static relaxation rather than active effort. The cool-down functions as a targeted recovery protocol designed to clear out metabolic waste, mitigate soreness, and safely guide your physical systems back to their resting state. Operating your body follows the same logic as operating a high-performance vehicle, where the warm-up is the accelerator and the cool-down is the brakes. Running an engine at maximum RPMs and then slamming on the brakes without a deceleration phase causes significant mechanical wear and tear over time. Knowing exactly when to apply dynamic movements versus static restorative poses is the difference between simply working hard and training with professional precision. Consistently prioritizing these transitional phases reduces the cumulative strain on your joints and tissues. This habit ensures your body remains resilient and ready for whatever physical challenge comes next.